welcome to WellCare Wellness Wednesdays. My name is Caroline Carney, and I'm a registered dietitian. With Good Measures, you get your own registered dietitian coach like me that you get to talk with over the phone about the foods you like to eat, your health conditions, health goals, and we help you meet those goals by making some small changes in the way you eat. We also give you a smartphone app. It's also on the desktop where you get meal suggestions, ideas on what to eat. So today we're really excited to be here and share some of our tips on how you can eat really well on a budget. And it's certainly a concern that we all have on our minds these days. How can we still eat healthy food that's going to nourish our bodies, but we also are thinking about how we're going to save money during these difficult times. So we hope that these tips are helpful. And so I wanted to also give a little bit of background on what is a registered dietitian. It might be an unfamiliar credential, but it means someone who has gone to school, studied the science of food and nutrition, the science of how food helps our bodies function to their fullest potential. And we've also, as dietitians, studied how to keep people motivated, how to help people change daily habits and behaviors related to lifestyle choices. So I'm thrilled to be here and share some of the tips that I've shared with people I've supported in the Good Measures programs, and also tips that I follow every time I'm thinking about preparing a meal for my family and when I'm thinking about going to the grocery store. So I thought I'd kick it off with some of my go-to ways of just generally saving money and how I think about planning out meals for the week or even for just that day. So the first tip, think about the freezer aisle at the store. Frozen food is just as full of nutrients, meaning all those things in food that feed our body. So full of nutrients, taste great once they're thawed out. And you can also use them in many different ways. So you can use, we have some frozen strawberries here, a family favorite, some wild Maine blueberries. You don't have to be in Maine to get these. Many grocery stores have those in the freezer section. So those are great as part of a breakfast. You can pop them into a blender if you have one with some bananas, yogurt, milk, and blend it up for a nice breakfast. You can also thaw them out and put them over oatmeal or cereal in the morning. And frozen vegetables, we can't forget them. I think as a mother of three, I always think about frozen peas, and if I don't have them in the freezer, I have a panic attack. But there are other frozen vegetables, like we have some green beans here. And again, peas, corn, but check out that freezer aisle because they're making many other options available. They have frozen broccoli, if you like Brussels sprouts, those are great. And you can stir fry them with some chicken, with some beef. You can also put them into an omelet, which is a great way to also save some money. And which leads me to my next tip. So thinking about protein sources that are lower in cost. So the more expensive sources of protein are foods like meat, seafood, fish, as well as chicken, lamb, things like that. They're great, maybe on occasion, but if you are trying to save some money and thinking about a budget, there are some other options. Eggs are my number one favorite. Very inexpensive. They last a while in the fridge and you can enjoy them many different ways. So like a stir fry, you can actually add an egg in there for some nice protein, make it more filling, an omelet, have an egg on some whole grain toast with maybe some tomatoes on the side. And another great low cost protein, we've got some peanut butter here, very inexpensive and very filling. So if you have that with with a banana, you have it on, again, whole grain toast. You can have that with some the sliced, thawed out frozen strawberries for a really nice meal or snack. So those are some, some easy ways to get protein in at a lower cost. The other option here, we've got some beans. So dried beans are very, very inexpensive. The dried beans are actually even cheaper than the canned beans. So you can get a bag for a couple bucks. That bag of beans will feed a good sized family, and they will be very filling and satisfying, as well as versatile. Another I think tip that we can all incorporate on a daily basis is opting for just water instead of bottled drinks. So even bottled water, that can really add up in terms of the cost. So thinking about just going for the glass of water instead of juice, instead of soda, all of those little things will add up and save money in the long term, as well as be probably a healthier option because those other beverages tend to have quite a few calories and calories without really filling you up. So try for the water if you can. And I think there are so many great farmers markets. They're still open, and if you have SNAP benefits, you can use your EBT card at many of the farmers markets. There's also a program called Kentucky Double Dollars. So your money goes further when you spend it at a farmer's market on produce. So that's a great way to not only get to save some money, but also get some fresh vegetables and support local farmers and get some fresh air. So we have to be outside to go to the farmer's market. So for the next part here, I was thinking about, when you're actually going to the grocery store, what are some considerations that will help save money while still allowing you to eat really well? So look for the store brand, and that, if you have a local, a Kroger's, other big chains, most of them have what's called a white label brand, but it's their own brand of food. So there may be, the store brand of peanut butter versus something like Jif, just a name that we all know. And so just look at those prices. The ingredients, the quality may be very comparable, but you might be able to save a few dollars if you get the store brand. And another tip that I always follow is look for the less processed version food, or opt to cut back on the convenience version of the food. And what I mean by that, a good example is go for cheese, a block of cheese as opposed to pre-shredded. You'll actually end up saving money, and it may take a little more time to grate the cheese, but it actually will save money in the long term. Also, something like oats, if you buy that in bulk as opposed to those little oatmeal bowls or packets, this will be cheaper overall. And again, it may take a little more time to cook, but not very much. And oats you can actually put in the fridge with a little bit of milk overnight. Call them overnight oats, and then put some cinnamon, whatever seasoning you like, for breakfast the next morning. So that's a really easy way to have a low-cost, healthful breakfast that is also very quick to put together, and you don't put it in the fridge and forget about it. Also, thinking about the grocery store, most grocery stores have a store card program, so you can ask someone who works there about it. Usually it's just providing your contact information, and they'll be able to then send you, coupons, information about sales, and maybe opportunities for other discounts. So sometimes they'll have a members day where they give extra money off certain products. So that can really help. And I think overall, one of the most useful tips in eating well on a budget is meal planning, which I don't love that term because I don't think anyone gets excited about meal planning, but all it really means is sketching out what you would like to have that week. And you can use some of these, the store circular for ideas. That's a great place to start because the circular will be sharing what's going to be on sale that week, what's on special. So you could pick out, think about a couple protein sources. So maybe those are the beans. Maybe you could have an egg, an omelet night for dinner. Having maybe some chicken or beef or fish in there as well. And then thinking about, what are some of the favorite vegetables or vegetables on sale, mapping that out. So you don't need to make a list for every day, but thinking about a few days a week, planning out what you would like to make and then going to the store with a plan. And that will help you stay focused. You don't end up buying a lot of other things that maybe you don't necessarily need for that week, and also stay on target if you have some ideas for what might be a healthier meal given your budget. And I think those are all of my go-to tips, and I thank everyone for joining today. And I hope that this was really helpful. If you are interested in learning more about what Good Measures and WellCare are doing together, and about the Good Measures coaching programs, you can find us at WellCare Health KY at goodmeasures.com. And I'm Caroline Carney, and again, thank you for joining the WellCare Wellness Wednesdays.
About 1 in 8 U.S. women will develop breast cancer. The question is, could you be at risk? Find out with Baptist Health's quick online assessment. Don't let breast cancer sneak up on you. Take our online assessment today.